And tonight's RNC will feature one of the most unusual arrivals of a convention speaker in American history. Trump White House aide Peter Navarro left federal prison today and went straight to Milwaukee to take the stage tonight, moments away at tonight's RNC. He's on the schedule for the next few moments. So we're going to see him probably, we would guesstimate, within 10 minutes. Navarro may be familiar for several reasons. Back before there were as many criminal probes into the plots to overthrow Trump's 2020 loss, when it was unclear how much liability there might be, he appeared on MSNBC, and I asked him about his work inside the White House to try to overturn Trump's loss. Navarro did answer those questions, which led the House January 6th committee to subpoena him in response to get him on the record as part of their probe. But Navarro then defied that committee, breaking with most Trump aides, lawyers, and even family members who did cooperate. Congress then held him in contempt, leading to a federal trial where he was convicted and sentenced to 4 months in prison, which he completed today. The RNC embracing Mr. Navarro is a major statement. Most elected Republicans do not get primetime speech time. It goes to leadership, current and former speakers, some of the top primary candidates. So this is not any kind of automatic thing. It's a big statement. In another embrace, Donald Trump Jr. spoke with Navarro fresh out of prison in a public interview today.
If it can happen to me, it happened to Bannon. They're trying to make it happen to your father.
Yeah.
It can happen to them. If we don't control our government, their government will control us. Judgment Day is coming, brother. It's called Election Day.
That is Mr. Navarro, having served his time speaking. Now, we also checked the archives. This is not Peter Navarro's first convention speech. He did one back in 1996. But it was at the Democrats' convention when he was running for office as a Democrat, and he told the DNC about the importance of campaigning on what he called the high road, a lesson he said he learned.
There are big differences between we Democrats and our opponents. And as we debate them, we owe it to the voters to keep our campaigns on the high road. I have in the past participated in negative campaigning, and I regret it deeply.
That was then. Tonight's speech, which is moments away, is expected to certainly be different in some ways. And the wider Republican effort to embrace Navarro, despite this blatant law-breaking and this conviction, is broader than any individual person. As Navarro mentioned in his new interview, Donald Trump's 2016 campaign chief, Steve Bannon, is in prison right now for the same conviction of defying Congress as Navarro was. He has very directly vowed revenge if Trump is reelected and he's in power if Bannon joins a second-term White House. Over 900 January 6th individuals have been convicted and sentenced for their crimes, which can range from trespassing to sedition. Trump has said as a candidate right now that he is seriously considering how to free and pardon some or even all of them, potentially, on his first day in office.
This is a beautiful thing. I think I think you folks just want to know if you can see my MAGA tattoo I got there. Yes, indeed. This morning I did walk out of a federal prison in Miami. Joe Biden and his Department of Injustice put me there. Tonight I'm here with you in this beautiful city of Milwaukee. I've got a very simple message for you. If they can come for me, and if they can come for Donald Trump, be careful, they will come for you. If we don't control our government, their government will control us. If we don't control all three branches of our government, legislative, executive, and judicial, their government will put some of us, like me and Steve Bannon, in prison and control the rest of us. Here's how it went. Here's how I got in prison. The legislative branch came for me first. Your favorite Democrat, Nancy Pelosi, created your favorite committee, the sham January 6th committee, which demanded that I violate executive privilege. What did I do? I refused. The J6 demanded that I betray Donald John Trump to save my own skin. I refused. Here's the thing about the Constitution. They demanded that I break the law because they have no respect for it. I refused. And a Democrat majority in the House then voted to hold me in contempt. All right, what happened next? The next jackboot to drop was the executive branch. Another one of your favorite Democrats, Democrat Attorney General Merrick Garland. There's a winner. Him and Jack Smith indicted and prosecuted me for criminal contempt of Congress. Now, here's what's weird about it. It's something that Democrat prosecutors refused to do against one of their own, including two guys with blood on their hands, Eric Holder and Alejandro Mayorkas, the great border czar, right? They've actually gotten people killed. For decades, the Department of Injustice right now, the Department of Justice policy stated, hear me out on this, if Congress slaps a subpoena on a senior White House advisor like me, the advisor's duty is to politely tell them to go pound sand. That's exactly what I did. So far we got two branches, legislative and executive. The judicial branch delivered the final blow. Just as, here's another favorite of yours, just as Democrat Judge Juan Marchand, you know this guy? Did to Donald John Trump in his Manhattan kangaroo court, another Democrat judge, a guy named Ahmed Maida, keep your eye on this guy, Ahmed Maida, Obama appointee, they stripped me of every possible defense, and then what? Just like in Manhattan with Donald Trump, they threw me to the wolves of an anti-Trump jury, and where? The D.C. swamp. They convicted me, they jailed me. Guess what? They did not break me. And they will never break Donald Trump. They will never break Donald Trump. All right, now here's the most important thing I'm going to tell you. You may be thinking this couldn't happen to you. Make no mistake, they're already coming for you. Joe and Kamala, they threw out the woke blue carpet across the Rio Grande, opened our borders to what? Murderers and rapists. When Donald Trump said it, thank you for saying that, when Donald Trump said murderers, rapists in 2016, they go, oh, racist, whatever. We read the papers. It's murderers and rapists. Murderers and rapists, drug cartels, human traffickers, terrorists, Chinese spies, and a whole army of illiterate, illegal aliens stealing the jobs of black, brown, and blue-collar Americans.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.